Good morning. Today our topic is physiology of bacteria. So coming to the definition, the minimum requirements for growth, multiplication of bacteria includes sources of carbon dioxide, carbon, nitrogen, hydrogen, oxygen and some inorganic salts. Coming to phototrophs, what are phototrophs? So the bacteria or the microorganisms which require sunlight for their growth are called phototrophs. Coming to chemotrophs, the bacteria or the organisms which require chemical substances for their growth are called chemotrophs. Autotrophs, which require or derive their energy source from carbon dioxide and nitrogen, are called autotrophs. Heterotrophs, these depend mainly on preformed organic compounds. Example, pathogenic bacteria, they are evolved with the animal body where animal ready-made nutrients are freely available. So different types of organisms depending upon their requirement are phototrophs, chemotrophs, autotrophs, heterotrophs. Bacterial growth. Bacteria mainly divides by cell division. So the cell division is called binary fission. So bacteria divide by binary fission. Bi means two, fission means division. So divide by binary fission. Reaches a critical mass in its constituents DNA transposeptum partially attached. Coming to generation time, the time required for a bacterium to give rise to two daughter cells under optimum condition is called generation time. So it is a minimum time required for a bacterium to give rise to two daughter cells. That is called generation time, that too under optimum condition. So for bacteria it is 20 minutes, for Mycobacterium tuberculosis it is 20 hours, for Rhabella bacilli it is 20 days. In bacteria 20 minutes, for Mycobacterium tuberculosis 20 hours, for Lepra bacilli 20 days. Bacteria cell growth is arrested after a few cell division due to exhaustion of nutrients and accumulation of toxic products. Bacterial count, so it is mainly done under two categories, that is total count and viable count. Under total count, this indicates the total number of bacteria in the specimen irrespective of whether they are in living or in dead condition. So total count contains both living and dead. Viable count, it measures the number of living cells. Example, coliform count in drinking water. Growth curve. So coming to definition of bacterial growth curve, when a bacterium is inoculated into a suitable culture medium and incubated, its growth follows a definitive course. Coming to the phases of growth curve, four phases are present: lag phase, log phase, stationary phase and phase of decline. Coming to lag phase, the period between inoculation and beginning of multiplication is called lag phase. In this phase, the bacteria adopt a new environment and this phase mainly requires enzymes. So mainly in this lag phase, bacteria produce necessary enzymes and metabolites are built up in adequate quantities. Here in this phase, bacteria increase in size, varies with species, nature of the culture medium and temperature. Log phase, here the cell division starts, number increase with time. Coming to stationary phase, here the bacterial growth cases almost completed due to exhaustion of nutrients and accumulation of toxic substances. So in this stationary phase, bacterial growth almost ceases, stops, that is not cases, ceases, stops, almost completed due to exhaustion of nutrients and accumulation of toxic substances. The number of viable cells remains stationary because there is almost a balance between the dying cells and newly formed cells. So here in the stationary phase, the name is indicating stationary. Here there is a balance between the dying cells and newly formed cells. So it is called a stationary phase of decline. The bacterial population decreases due to cell death. The bacterial population decreases due to cell death of the cells. There is a decrease in morphological and physiological alteration of cells during growth curve. So at the end of the log phase, bacteria have maximum cell size. In the lag phase, cells are smaller and stain uniformly. In the stationary phase, cells are variable and show irregular staining properties, sporulation occurs and many bacteria produce exotoxins. So different properties are exhibiting by different bacteria at the end of the different stages of the growth curve. Of decline, involution forms are common. Continuous growth can be demonstrated by chemostat and rhabdostat used in industrial research. So in the phase of decline, you can see the involution form. Okay. Then next coming to the how you can know the continuous growth of, how you can detect the continuous growth of bacteria by chemostat and turbidostat used for industrial research. Coming to bacterial nutrition, what are the basic requirement required for the bacteria for their growth are water, carbon dioxide, nitrogen, some inorganic salts. They are supplied in suitable artificial culture media. Some bacteria are fastidious. So what are fastidious organisms? Will not grow unless certain organic compounds are added to the medium. That is bacterial vitamins. So what are fastidious organism? Along with the general components or routine component like water and carbon dioxide and nitrogen, they also require some special components like organic compounds or bacterial vitamins for their growth. They are called fastidious organisms. Example, thymine, nicotinic acid, riboflavin, pyridoxine, folic acid, vitamin B. Factors affecting the growth of the bacteria. So what are the factors which mainly affect the growth of the bacteria are moisture. So moisture is essential for the growth of the bacteria because 80% of the bacterial cell consists of water. 80% of the bacterial cell consists of water. Example, Treponema pallidum die quickly after drying. Mycobacterium tuberculosis and Staphylococcus aureus may survive during several weeks. So Treponema pallidum is very sensitive for the drying or when it lacks the moisture in the cell content, whereas Mycobacterium tuberculosis and Staphylococcus aureus are very resistant to drying. Coming to what is lyophilization. So drying in cold and vacuum is used for preservation of microorganisms. So for the preservation of the microorganisms, we use a technique called lyophilization. So mainly lyophilization, we preserve the bacterium in cold environment and in vacuum conditions. Aerobes, depending upon the oxygen requirement, bacteria are classified into obligate aerobe and facultative anaerobes and microaerophilic. So coming to obligate aerobe, which grow only in the presence of oxygen. Facultative anaerobe, they are ordinary aerobes but can grow without oxygen also. So obligate, a strict aerobe which requires only oxygen for their growth, which requires oxygen for growth. Facultative, they may grow in presence of oxygen or they does not require oxygen for their growth. So in the presence or in the absence of oxygen, they can grow. That is facultative aerobes. Microaerophilic grow in the presence of traces of oxygen. So very less amount of oxygen are required by microaerophilic bacteria. Example, Campylobacter. Obligate or strict anaerobes. Obligate anaerobes. So these are the bacteria which mainly grow in the absence of oxygen. There are two types: obligate anaerobes and strict anaerobes. Examples for the strict anaerobe is Clostridium tetani. Coming to carbon dioxide, small amount of carbon dioxide is required by all bacteria, very little amount present in the atmosphere, or it may be produced endogenously as a product of cellular metabolism. Also, sometimes carbon dioxide is to capnophilic bacteria, bacteria which require much higher level of carbon dioxide, that is 5 to 10% for their growth, especially for primary isolation. Example, Bacillus abortus. So this is the name of the bacteria, example of the bacteria which requires much higher level of carbon dioxide. It is 5 to 10%. Coming to temperature, most of the pathogenic bacteria or disease causing bacteria grow optimally at 37 degrees centigrade. They are mesophilic, psychrophilic and thermophiles. So mesophilic bacteria mainly grow at temperature of 25 degrees centigrade to 40 degrees centigrade. Example, most pathogenic bacteria. Psychrophilic bacteria grow at a temperature below 20 degrees centigrade. Example, soil and water saprophytes. Thermophiles which mainly grow between 55 degrees centigrade to 80 degrees centigrade. Example, Bacillus stereothermophilus. Medically important bacteria can grow at a pH of 7.2 to 7.6. Lactobacilli will grow in acidic pH. Vibrio grow in basic pH. So optimum temperature for the growth of the bacteria is 7.2 to 7.6. But there are bacteria which grow at high acidic pH, that is lactobacilli. Some bacteria that is called Vibrio which grow at high alkaline pH, that is basic pH. That is example is Vibrio cholerae. Light bacteria grow well in the darkness. Osmotic effect, bacteria are able to withstand a wide range of external osmotic variation because of the cell wall. So because of the presence of the thick outer wall, that is called cell wall, bacteria is having a protection from the different osmotic effects. Plasmolysis, sudden exposure of bacteria to hypertonic solutions, there will be withdrawal of water leading to shrinkage of protoplasm. So shrinkage of protoplasm is called plasmolysis. So sudden exposure of bacteria to hypertonic solution result in shrinkage of protoplasm, that is called plasmolysis. This sudden transfer of bacteria from the concentrated solution to distilled water, excessive osmotic inhibition of water leading to swelling and rupture of the cell. This is called plasmatolysis. Mechanical and sonic stresses, cell wall can be ruptured and disintegrated by vigorous shaking and with glass beads. This is called mechanical and sonic. Thank you.